I saw her gnawing on a piece of bark like it was a steak. That was the moment I knew. If I didn't step in right then, she wasn't going to make it through the night. It was late spring, and I had taken time off work to volunteer in Montana, helping with wildlife monitoring in one of the state preserves. I wasn't a biologist or a vet. I was just a guy with some field training, a decent heart, and a lot of stubbornness. The mountains had been calling me for years, and finally, I decided to do something that mattered. Turns out, I was about to get a lot more than I bargained for. I was about 5 miles into the forest when I found her. At first, I thought she was dead. She was lying beside a fallen log, ribs sticking out from her sides, fur clumped with old blood and dirt. But then her ears twitched. Slowly, her eyes opened, yellow and alert, and tired. She didn't even flinch when I took a step forward. Now, common sense tells you to back off. An injured cougar is still a cougar. One swipe, and you're a memory. But she didn't growl, didn't even bare her teeth. She just looked at me. I backed off, rummaged through my pack, and pulled out a protein bar. It wasn't meat, but it was something. I tossed it near her. She sniffed it, then turned her head away. I figured she was done for. But I couldn't leave her. Something about her condition, the sheer weight of her suffering, just hit me in the gut. I couldn't shake the image of her giving up on life. She didn't belong to the world of scavenging bark. She was a creature built for the wild, for power, for freedom. And now she was a ghost of herself, forgotten. I marked the spot on GPS, jogged the 5 miles back to my truck, then drove to the ranger station. They said they'd look into it, which, translated from government speak, meant maybe next week. I didn't have a week, so I did something stupid. I grabbed a cooler from my cabin, stuffed it with raw meat from the local butcher, grabbed gloves, rope, and a tarp, and hiked back in before sunset. She was still there, breathing, barely. This time, when I held the meat out, she sniffed. Her body trembled as she stood. One step, then another. She stopped just short of my gloves and took the meat from my hand. Her jaws were still strong. She chewed slowly, eyes never leaving mine. That exchange broke something in me. I didn't feel fear. I felt responsible, like we'd made a silent deal. I help her, she holds on. I wrapped her in the tarp. She didn't fight. I think she knew I was trying to help. I dragged her onto a makeshift sled, then began the long haul back to the trailhead. It took me 3 hours. Every 20 minutes, I stopped to check if she was breathing. By the time I reached the truck, my back was shot and my shirt was soaked. But she was still alive. I brought her to my off-grid trailer near the woods. Not ideal, but it was quiet and I had space. I made her a bed from old blankets and called in every favor I had. Finally, a retired wildlife vet named Carl agreed to come by the next day. Carl whistled when he saw her. Said she was old, maybe 12 years, with worn-down teeth and joint issues. Looked like she'd been attacked by a pack, maybe younger males driving her out. Said the odds weren't good, but she ate. Slowly but steadily. Chicken one day, venison the next. I kept my distance, but she started to trust me. After a week, I named her Sage. That name felt right. Every morning, I'd bring her food, clean water, and just sit nearby, talking out loud like a fool. She'd watch me with those calm eyes, like she was figuring me out. After a few days, she started shifting closer. One morning, I woke up to find her lying on the porch, just a few feet from my door. News spread fast. A local kid saw me hauling meat at the store and told his dad. By the weekend, I had fish and wildlife on my porch. The officer didn't smile. Said I was harboring a wild animal, could face fines. I explained everything, even showed the vet's notes. Didn't matter. They gave me 72 hours to hand her over. Carl fought back. Called some old friends. There were meetings, calls, debates. In the meantime, I reinforced the trailer with fencing, stayed up at night watching her sleep. Something about her breathing next to me gave me peace. Then she vanished. I left the gate open a second too long while changing her water. She slipped out without a sound. I spent 2 days tracking. Nothing. Then I heard the news. 2 kids had gone missing near the river trail, 6 and 8 years old. The town exploded. Search parties went out. I joined, praying it wasn't what I feared. 3 days in, I found a set of prints. Small sneakers and paw prints. My heart sank. But then I heard barking. I ran, crashed through brush, thorns slicing my arms. And there they were. The kids, curled up beneath a rocky ledge. And Sage, standing guard. She didn't snarl, just looked at me. And in her eyes, I saw something I'll never forget. Not anger, Not fear, just calm. She had kept them warm through the night. One of the boys had a twisted ankle. She let him lean against her. I radioed for help. When the medics came, Sage slipped back into the trees. The story went viral. Cougar saves children. They called her the guardian of Grizzly Hollow. Reporters came. Officials backed off. Even the grumpiest ranger nodded at me and said, "Guess she earned her place." Carl helped get her into a protected sanctuary. No bars, just open land and food. I visit every week. She still remembers me. Comes close, lets me sit with her. Sometimes she rubs her head gently against my knee. Just once, like she's saying, "I remember." There's a sign outside the sanctuary now. It has a sketch of her face and the words, "She protected us. Now we protect her." I don't know how long she'll live, but I know this. She wasn't just an old cougar. She was strength, grace, and proof that even the wildest souls can choose kindness. And sometimes, the ones we save end up saving us.